Welcome back to the Brew Crew Podcast, everyone. This is episode 309.
You got
it. It's a big old day, 309 day. I'm glad we got to see each other a few times over the past at least 7 days. We can call it a week.
Yeah.
It's been great.
It's the holiday season. You know, we threw out a hat.
We've had some.
And the holiday season is all about surprises.
It is about surprises.
It is about surprises.
Oh, Matt. Hell yeah, man. I was like,
we should have moved those shoes.
I know. Man, that must have been hard.
The segue
right?
there.
It must have been hard.
See you, Matt.
Hello.
JT, obviously.
What's up,
we're
man?
going to bring chairs around.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Bring that chair around for Matt. There
Where
we
am I
go.
going here?
Welcome.
Awesome.
We got the video all.
That's the best I can do
Squared
with the
away?
shoes, yeah.
Well, the shoes are good. The shoes were fine.
No, that was
I
good.
had thought, I'm still gonna hold.
That's all right.
judgment
I
on the
pulled
shoes.
into the driveway thinking I was pulling into the neighbor's driveway,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
started walking over there, and
Oh.
because he told me to not pull in the driveway
Yeah.
to try to not give it away. So.
Oh yeah, I did see the vehicle and then the shoes, and I was like,
Wait.
maybe there's someone here.
He did kind of look, and I was like, that's why.
And then when we came down, no one was down here.
I also
was like,
remembered
oh,
I left my coffee cup here, so I was like, oh crap.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
didn't even
crap.
think about that.
All right, cool. Well, I'm glad that
It's a
worked.
great surprise.
Great.
Right?
Welcome to the show.
I've been watching,
That's
so
awesome.
I'm excited I
Hell
got to be
yeah.
on it. So
Appreciate it.
So with the big beers, I figured if we bring in a professional,
Yeah. Oh,
then
yeah.
we,
Oh,
then
don't
we,
say
then,
professional.
He's
then
gonna put
wait
us
a
to
second.
shame here on this.
don't
on
say
this
professional.
review.
professional in more ways than one. So extravaganza thoughts. Now he's looking at my notes. He's
No,
like,
I'm not looking at my notes.
What's else? What's
I'm
else?
just
you
like
got?
all the pre-game talk must have bored the hell out of him.
I tried to
That
keep
was
it.
so
I try to
irrelevant.
keep it.
Yeah,
That's
keep it short.
about the same amount of pre-production that we do.
Yeah, well,
It's
we talked.
typically.
work
No, I was
stuff
doing good.
sometimes.
The only thing I was worried about was my jacket. Every time I moved, you could hear me.
I didn't
want anybody
think
to
of
hear
it
me in
at
their
all.
room.
Super
So I was
quiet.
trying to be super quiet.
It's all
Wait,
good.
wait,
What a
wait,
great surprise.
I think there's somebody in your other room. Like I would have tried.
Oh yeah, that would have been fun. There's someone in your house.
Yeah, there's someone.
And three glasses. How did I not think of any of this stuff?
Well, that's why I try to sell it like, hey, it matches.
Yeah.
So it's uniform.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, great.
nailed it.
It's gonna be awesome.
Did it.
What was your question?
Extravaganza thoughts.
Oh, extravaganza thoughts. Awesome. It was just an awesome time. It's always fun to see the carriage house getting used to the extent that it gets used during the extravaganza.
How many bottles did we not leave empty? Like
3.
okay, good amounts in each
The
one. Like
17, the 18, but just a tiny bit.
yeah.
And
Wow,
then
nice
the
work.
cherry epic.
Did the decadence get killed?
Decadence killed.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
That's then.
At least the bottle. I'm trying to remember if I even cleaned that bottle up. You left
Cool
the bottle
space.
there, right?
Looks like a cool space.
Yeah.
It is a cool space. Yeah. We'll have another one. Bring it by.
But yeah, I
It's
love it.
much
I
closer
love
to
it.
the barrel house.
Yeah,
too,
that-
So chug a little better, Matt. You should actually
Yeah, let's
introduce
do
yourself.
like an intro.
Yeah.
Not just
This
jump
is
in.
Matt Ross, Barrel House. Been there 6 years. Know these guys both from there. Very excited to be here from Dayton, Ohio.
Capricorn, right?
Libra.
Libra. Libra.
October 13th.
That's it. Episode.
Dayton's best bartender.
Episode. Dayton's. Yeah.
22,
Because I work at the
23?
Barrel House. Awesome staff.
Yeah.
Awesome guests.
Awesome
Cool
place.
space.
Yeah,
Yeah, makes it real easy. Gus and Sarah, the owners, they're amazing.
they are. What's the coolest guest you've ever had?
Man, we have a lot. We have like 80% of our
Yeah, I don't
business
want
is
you to
regular.
call it one
So
specifically.
you know, like we've got Ray, who's got the little plaque on the bar tabletop there. He's been coming in since pre-ownership.
Wow.
He's not going to come around as much lately, but he's probably I've met him he just bicycles everywhere he goes. It's pretty rad. It's cool
Yeah,
to
that is
see.
rad.
But I mean, I have so many friends just from being there, and that is my social setting. I'm a pretty
Yeah.
big homebody, so getting to
Well, when you're that social, because your job is with
right, exactly.
public.
That's the
it's easy to stay home.
My partner, she's way different than I am when it comes to that too.
Yeah.
She does her on time and then her off time. She's even more private than I am. Like it's just like she shuts down.
Yeah,
Me, I don't really ever stop, but I still am more of a homebody. That's for sure.
that's cool.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Definitely don't stop.
Favorite beer type?
Oh, West Coast IPA, American style IPA.
Well, it is too, the
clean,
Matt's.
That was a loaded
hops.
question. That was a loaded question. I knew that.
piney.
You knew that?
I knew it was an IPA. I didn't know it was West Coast.
I
West
brought
Coast.
my favorite IPA with actually
Oh,
to
nice.
drink alongside with. So yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool. We got plenty to share.
Least favorite, least desirable style of beer.
Belgians, probably for
oof.
sure. That clove banana style is not for me.
Yeah.
I can appreciate
Agreed.
it. I can sell it, no doubt. If I'm trying to have a night where alcohol is involved, Belgians are usually kind of where to go. I just the tastes for me. I love Flemish sours, those kind of Belgian-y sours and funky wild stuff. I dig those kinds. I think that was more because I came from wine before getting into beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Farmhouse.
Are you a sommelier?
No.
Okay.
No. I wish. That'd be cool. I've just been in the industry my whole life and running through it here and there and just picking up what I can along the way. So.
Fucking love it. Crave it. All right. We're going to get into our first beer because we've got 2 barley wines on tap today. Last week, I chastised JT because he brought 2 bigger beers. I go, how can I impress? What's going to bring Matt from Dayton out to the burbs? I was like, I'm going to get a barley wine that you can't get. They only made upwards of 300. I just checked 300 bottles of it. Wow. So it's very exclusive. Wow. Also, it's wax sealed, and we have the professional here, so it's not going to be like I'm taking off my finger.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, so
I can do that for you.
Yeah, so we've had that, but the first one we're going to do is obviously going to be the calendar build, which was the Butcher and the Brewer, the barrel aged Barleyswine 2019.
What kind of caps you got?
Day 16.
Oh. He explained to me. So the help me out better, Matt.
Stephen King's The Dark Tower is what that. It's like
Lazafla.
Yeah, it has something to do with the backwards version of Coke or something. Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wednesday.
That's a Gus reference.
I don't know what this is. This is somebody drinking beer.
Oh, so
What's
that is
on,
a photo that we did a few years ago for whoever had the most Barrel House.
Get it close.
Attire on, logoed, and one of our dear friends, Ryan Tarpley, who used to be in the industry, actually doesn't drink at all anymore, great artist, have some art from him in my house.
What?
Did a shower scene of him pouring beer over himself wearing nothing but Barrel House.
That's awesome.
And so he won the prize for that. This was 3 or 4 years ago.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to go because I have many pieces of Barrel House. By the way, these hoodies are the best.
I know. I tried to make sure I maximized my Barrel House today.
I almost put the bandana, the sweatband there. You guys haven't made the sweatband.
We need to. We definitely do. I know we've got 3 new hoodies coming out though.
The t-shirt style or the big ones?
The pullover style.
The pullover.
Pullover style.
2 cool styles, and then one that I'm specifically excited for. It's a like a black and charcoal cheetah print, and it's gonna have the Barrel House logo, and then second best craft brewery in Dayton, because we're still second best craft brewery in Dayton. Not brewery,
bar.
A craft beer bar in Dayton,
yeah.
Not brewery, because we're not a brewery.
Oh man, now I need to know who's the first.
Warpwing.
Oh, Warpwing?
Yeah.
That's what the word is.
Oh, that word.
He's got strong thoughts
Yeah,
about
strong
Warped
thoughts.
Wing.
That's not the word.
That's well, we would probably agree on those words then.
Because it's 170 feet away from front door to front door.
The problem is that it's the voting, and then that's part of the the amount of Warpwing community that
I
votes,
can see that. Yeah.
And then it's a big voting thing, and then that's what they do the best.
Oh, is that the Dayton's Best? Yeah,
okay. That's where that thing's all comes
we
from.
we can't even get
That's where we got the Dayton's Best bathroom.
Both, yes, yeah.
Yeah, friendliest staff.
Definitely.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean that one. Best,
Yeah, I know, right?
Who's friendlier?
Crispy crunchy shell, the Wimpy's burgers.
They're not friendlier. They're nice. They're definitely
Let me just name all the Dayton businesses. All right, let's go with the crack. We're gonna tip some glasses like this so we can.
These are great.
Oh yeah, it's again between koozies. Oh, I forgot that's my koozie holder. Better, Matt.
Ooh,
that's
nice. There's your name on it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Here, you can use
All
Richard.
right, I'll use Richard.
You haven't used Richard in a while.
I used Richard earlier already.
He did. Yeah, we pre-gamed a little bit. Okay.
Nice.
3, 2, 1. See, I don't know why people coordinate or.
People can't get it,
People can't get it. All right, so it's just
looks pretty.
Just say it's an IPA. Sure. Finally, I get to serve better, man. After
so
years and years and years.
Where are barley wines on your list?
I do enjoy barley wines. So I'll be, truth be told, I am actually not the biggest drinker in the world. I found in my younger years that although really drunk Matt Ross is a great time. I just never was able to really control it very well. So
makes sense.
that's why I'm usually like a 6 to 8% West Coast American style, a couple of those, and
West Coast, Best Coast.
West Coast, Best Coast, yeah.
Yeah. Well.
And cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. And playing my game. Oh yeah, this has been
it's a great
playing.
game.
This has been playing for weeks.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, man. That's amazing.
This is good.
This is.
I do like.
Where's the 13-1 in this?
Yeah. No. I didn't even think about that yet. I just getting my initial thoughts. And
I like caramel and toffee a lot.
Oh, then this
And
is your
those,
jam.
that's what. Yeah, this is. Yeah, it gives me very caramely kind of vibes. So what's the? Butcher and Brewer
got some
barrel
caramely
aged
vibes.
barley
got some licorice
swine
vibes.
2019.
So, Butcher and Brewer, they're a perennial performer. In the Advent calendar, we've had one every year. I went back and checked the notes. They're out of Cleveland, Ohio. Their website is simple, bold. It's just a big picture of the bar, looking long at the bar. There's nothing about the brewer in there, so I didn't know anything about the brewer.
Just the butcher.
But obviously, when you have Butcher and Brewer, it's all about crafted meats and beers, and then the pairings, the unintentional pairings. They're not
Unintentional.
they're not overt, and they say have this with this chop or this cut of meat. But they do a really good job of making sure that both of those have presence and footholds in their.
I feel like I've seen a lot of really great, clean style IPAs or Pilsners or lagers from them, or even more like Kolsch type stuff. Oh, speaking of which, how was that Anchorage Kolsch?
Yeah.
I haven't not watched that video yet. I'm one behind.
It was very polarizing. So I'm going to surmise it. It's probably an excellent version of a Kolsch, but you give me Anchorage, which your guys' shelf of Anchorage, and every time that we come there we have to pull off of it. It's second to none. That Kolsch would be absolutely lost on that, but it's a fine Kolsch. I think I was the highest at it. Svil was a 3.
Okay.
I was a 2.75. Mikey was a 2.25. Stev was a 1.5.
I was a 2.75.
Yeah.
Do you think it had anything to do with the fact that the day before being...
That's part of it. It's also a Kolsch.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest reason.
What would make a 5 Kolsch?
Yeah, what would?
I don't know. Reisdorf Kolsch?
We did have a cherry Kolsch at one point.
But even
when
then,
we thought,
that
this is
wouldn't
gonna
be a
make
5
difference,
for
and it
me.
didn't
I don't
make a
know.
difference.
It's all subjective.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's probably... I think multiple people said that, besides Stev, it's the highest, it's the best Kolsch I've ever had.
Yeah.
So I've never had it, so I don't know.
So, with German purity laws, you're limited to the 4 ingredients.
Right.
So then it's just a balance, and then it's the real brewer signature on those. I actually looked up, I went Svil on it because I wanted to learn more. And like
Did
champagne,
he give us a lot? I haven't watched his yet.
He did
Oh, good.
a
I'll
lot
check
at the
it out on
beginning.
the way home.
His, I didn't realize. So all champagne has to come from the Champagne region of France.
Okay.
Where all Kolsches are 31 miles from Cologne, Germany.
Oh, wow.
So that's hyper specific.
Wow, I didn't know that.
31, yeah, that's very specific.
So for obviously this one came from Alaska and it's still a Kolsch, but you know what I'm saying, a traditional Kolsch.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of similarity in the whiskey community. You got Bourbon County, you have what is it? Scotch, Scotland. But they just added American single rye to the actual approved types of whiskey.
I do like a rye.
And that was just this year.
Yeah. Okay.
So they've been they've been hating on America.
It's very crushy
American
for
stuff.
13%.
Yeah, that's the right word.
Where is the booze?
Yeah. This
Okay,
is a
right?
crushable beer. It's insane.
We got to get into bottling. You probably switched. This is not a 13%. So wherever you put it in this bottle.
Yeah.
And do you know? So this one was printed ahead of time. Have you looked at
I
some of our?
can't wait to talk about this because I've been wanting to address this every time you guys were pulling those
Ripping them
double.
off.
That turned into a gimmick for
It did. So
I'm excited.
we didn't get the full picture of what was going on that Advent until that morning. So, and then we had one that we had to change because it was infected. So we didn't get to print out like we normally do and have it all ready to just stick on and go. So we had some started, and then they got changed, and that's why you had the double up ones. And then some of them also got doubled up because Gus wanted us to use these new design ones that he had instead of the purple ones that we've used in the past.
Because there was such an assortment, if you will.
Yeah.
And then in years past, you would do dates and ABV.
Yes.
And then sometimes, because there was discrepancies on ABVs on a couple of beers.
That I don't. Yeah. So we started writing them.
It became a fun mystery.
So we had Sarah wrote everything out on a list, 1 through the 24.
Yep.
And then Maya, in our process, I was the ringer. I was ringing everything in. Maya was writing. Sarah was doing the pouring to knock all of those out.
Yeah.
In that process, she looked at the list and was just using the list as reference of writing.
All right.
So she started writing beers that were cans or that know that you guys were getting that weren't being shorties.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to restart those.
Oh yeah. And then we were also ordering beer in the middle of it all.
Yeah. So that's where that kind of got a little schnickety, but
so this year you had 3 of you.
Yeah.
Had you had 2, it would have not gone as smoothly as it did. There's no way.
Not. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, we definitely needed, especially to have one person just devoted to ringing everything in, and then even that's to segue, like even that little tiny point where Maya even rang you 2 out because y'all were supposed to have something split the.
Yeah, we split steps.
Yeah, we weren't able to knock it out because I wasn't able to communicate that throughout because we were just so go.
Yeah, it's all good.
And then she just, well, you know what I mean? But that's why.
But we don't see this. Like, the customer didn't see this. Like, we're like, hey.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. I'm so glad that you didn't see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Matt's like, hey, we need to do this super, like, we need to do a third, a 16th, and an eighth or whatever. And he's like, yeah, heard. Okay. And then, what do you want, by the way? Like, everything seamless. Pizza came. They had a place for the pizza.
Yeah.
They shared the pizza graciously.
Oh yeah. Oh well, we share it. We share everything. You know, if it comes off.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna grab one of those IPAs. Do you want one? Do you?
Treat yourself. I will have one because the guest brought it, so I will cover us down, JT. I don't have very far to go. Middle shelf. Yep, right there.
I might take a sip or 2.
I have to go to the bar later on tonight because I am actually DJing this Saturday with another guest.
Yes,
of ours.
promote.
And so we'll be doing an 80s set on Saturday night, but we're going to be practicing today, later on tonight, to figure out where we're going and how we're doing it. Yeah. He's using CDs, I'm using records. We'll be using Spotify a little bit, but all 80s.
So the guest beer is Masthead IPA. So
Best
Masthead,
brewery in Ohio.
Also out of Cleveland. Bold take.
That is a bold take. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm glad you're bringing bold takes.
Very, very, very great care of myself and my partner Megan when we were there. I was there last year for my daughter, who at the time was 16, which was doing the pregame for a Cavs game that I got to go to and see her at. But Masthead invited me out. Paid for everything.
Wow.
I walked out with a case of beer and an anniversary bottle wax tip that I was actually thinking about bringing that, but I knew we were doing Barleyswine.
Oh, yeah. Don't.
Yeah, we didn't need all the ABV.
Yeah.
This is for this.
Ahead of time.
Thanks, better Matt.
But yes, this Masthead IPA is my fridge all the time. It is clean. It is always on point. It's only 6.7%, I'm pretty sure.
You do say that. You go, this is the one beer.
6.8.
And we've been friends for, this is the one beer you've always said is always in your fridge.
Always. Yes. Masthead in general, but this one specifically.
It is just super clean, neat, tight. This over Truth, though.
Absolutely.
And Masthead is the best. I understand with Masthead now because they rolled out the red carpet.
They were gracious. They were awesome. They were so cool. Even the bar staff was great. Got to see, we were in Cleveland. Got to see some wild and out, unhomed human come in, acting a fool, and the chef come out and take care of the situation. And,
with a meat cleaver.
Yeah, basically.
They became the next day's special.
But yeah, they were just awesome. And their beers are always, they take great care of the Barrel House. We're always their birthday satellite location.
Oh, nice.
Pour yourself more.
Yeah,
please
help yourself to mine too.
Yeah, this is
getting away easy here.
This is a re-attack. Okay, this is a re-attack.
And you're having another beer.
Is it tough having 2 Matts? Wait, it's easy when you go better Matt.
Yeah. It is tough having 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really had too much conflict with it yet, but it's probably coming.
It's coming. Once we get to that second one, because we're going to step up in ABV. This I don't know
Step up in ABV.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
the next one goes up a little bit. I don't know where the booze is, and like Better Matt said, the toffee, the sugars, and everything are still very present, and they carry throughout the drink.
Yeah.
I don't know what Phil's going to say about this one. There's no tight, creamy head
Gosh,
on it.
I know.
Yeah,
there's
I know.
no
I
head
feel like
at all.
that can't go without a video without hearing him say
yeah.
that.
I've got,
I know. That's
It-
gonna be
it's-
interesting. He might talk about how there's no head. So we'll get something out of it. We'll get something.
he doesn't watch ours though, right? We can.
He
pretty
does
much-
not watch, I don't think, any of anybody's, even his own.
So, sorry, Stacy.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we
pretty
can
sure.
we can get away, and the best part is Better Matt picks up and he gets that joke. That,
He might watch this one. He might watch this one.
You
though,
see, last
because
week's
Matt's
episode
on.
of the Mothership was tight, creamy head, and Phil had no clue.
Yeah, he had no clue.
I was really sad to see that it wasn't West Side Story on your one. That was the
Nope.
the wrestling one.
You did answer the answer to that. I'm glad. God, all this organic segue. We might have to put him on the payroll.
That's fine, do it.
It's Scott Hall for a short run in ECW came out to Fuji's Ready or Not. That beer
Okay.
was BA Fuji, which is probably the second most polarizing beer that we've had on the pot or on this advent calendar thus far. Because is that the one that Stev absolutely hated? Was that the 0.25?
I think
no,
he did
That
hate
was
Fuji.
Enlightenment. No, he gave Enlightenment, that blood orange ale,
Yeah.
a 5.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he loved Enlightenment, and we all hated
Ugh,
it.
that was not
You
I would have
all-
said more about the Fugees during that episode.
that was
but I
actually
don't think-
really popular in the bar.
the Fuji.
Yeah, no, the blood orange.
Enlightenment?
That Enlightenment.
The wheat,
Eh,
yeah.
Have you had the different versions? Because they
No,
that was
no. That's the
version
only one
4.
that we had on, but I feel like a lot of people liked it because I don't feel like it was a very traditional wheat ale. I think it was just such blood orangey. It's like a fruit ale almost. It's just, and that's like a line that if somebody was looking for something fruity, but not like, brains,
still beer
it's still more of a beer flavored.
That was Third Eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickest selling beer of all time in your time at Barrel House. These are like organic because
Man.
that's a good one, right?
Interesting question.
Yeah. So I mean, it just we used to do those stacks a lot. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, again, Masthead, Slay All Day. That
Slay All
we
Day,
sell. Last year we sold 20 cases of that upwards. Almost. Well, we sold 18. We were trying to get 20 to 25 this year.
Yeah.
But they changed how they're formatting that, and it was more at the brewery than distroed. So we actually only were able to get 8 cases this year, and we sold out of that. I mean, I had a friend of mine buy 4 cases. I bought a case of it. That is my favorite annual Masthead beer is Masthead Slay All Day. It's Spruce Tip IPA. It's
Yeah.
malty.
Yeah.
Reminds me of fall and Christmas.
Spruce Tip
It's-
IPAs are.
Yeah, it's definitely
jam.
jank still, and the spruce just fits with it really well. So yeah.
Slay All Day's cool. I like that. That's a good beer.
We
There's
had
a lot
it-
of Christmas ales. that
We had
are
it in the
just not-
calendar.
And I know that's not a Christmas ale, but you
I mean,
think
but
that
you
they'd
think-
spice it up.
We had
I'm glad
Nevada
they don't.
Celebration, right? That's
Yeah,
at Christmas,
Celebration,
right?
yeah.
And that's a hoppy bomb. Or
Yeah.
Mad Elf.
Yeah, Celebration. I think we had last year. right?
Masthead was our kickoff. It was our beer number 1 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I keep all these lists.
yeah, it's awesome.
It's important. Gosh, that because you guys still have 1 of 4 of your variants, and I love this about Barrel House. Ouch out to Barrel House, mini ouch outs. They post their tap list multiple times a day across platforms.
It's the only spot I've ever been to that is always 100% accurate on Untapped.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true because King's Table has ran into it before, because they pay for that account too.
They're,
And,
I'd say they're close, but yeah, not 100% accurate.
you know where it's not accurate after, because I can talk about it now, is Nipcock.
Yeah,
Right?
They're not accurate. What is happening?
Do you know anything? You maybe okay. No,
Inside
that's
joke.
fine.
Can't talk
We'll turn
about
it.
it?
I
Yeah.
went there Friday, so
Oh, did you go?
I did.
How was it?
Dead. There was no one. There
No.
was a pint glass. One of our friends. There was a globulous red thing in the bottom, and she got halfway through it, and then I think we met the owner.
Oh, wow.
She was going to play music, and we were walking out to go to a holiday party,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Come back, we have live music," and we're like, "Okay." Like, Steph was telling us that Fats is gone.
Yeah.
They're
The
down.
whole staff is gone. There's no one there except for whoever the new owners have hired in,
Yeah.
to my understanding.
the reason why I brought the segue is up for Untapped. I had to check in. I had to create the own beer. So it was MLK.
Oh, yeah.
ML King Dream IPA.
Title. Not a good title for that.
No.
And they have the scroll below the screen.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was going to happen, so I just wrote an IPA.
The thing about all of these,
because you know my comments.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe you know something and you're going to totally just debunk what I'm saying, but the things I'm seeing on social media and even the name of that beer, which is so unreasonably unfortunate, it's
Their beers don't go in
so
order.
crazy. It's so it's just so misguided that the Illuminati name now makes me believe that there's like an intentionality about the insanity there. Like, why would you name your beer?
There's some people think
MLK?
that it's all a gimmick.
Yeah, like there's like this underlying gimmick. Like, are they? It's like an Andy Kaufman thing. I think that
is it.
Like it's just so. They're just good at being trolls. And they're living it.
Yeah,
they're embodying it.
But that's like Steph's
that
haunt.
Seems like when do you stop and why would you do it?
Why would you if you're
do
getting this kind of polarizing?
What a ridiculous name for a beer.
You know,
MLK Dream.
ML King Dream.
ML King Dream. That's a stupid name for a beer. Oh my gosh.
I do know.
That's a hot take.
That's not a hot take. That is a real.
They have definitely
take.
changed a lot of their cultural identity, I guess I would say, compared to what it was to what it is now.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like for instance,
Their awareness and community involvement has just taken a turn. Like you said, all the staff has completely gone.
Yeah. So, which because of that, got an opportunity to do our first drag show actually at Barrel House on the 11th. They used to do it at Nipcock, and they're going to do it at our space.
Awesome.
On the 11th. So 5 to 8 on the 11th.
In January?
It'll be a ticketed event. Supposed to be awesome. So, yeah.
I might have to come out of retirement.
I know, right?
I don't think you ever truly retired.
Oh, well, that's accurate. I mean, does one ever truly retire from that?
No, never.
That's interesting.
This is dangerous.
Yeah,
It really is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous.
I'll help you.
It's so.
See, look at the better man helping you out. I was going to be like,
that.
You know what, JT, just
I'm not gonna keep drinking it.
you take it with you.
It is an unbelievable.
Keep in mind, there's another one of these.
This barley wine is exceptional.
It is exceptional.
It's my week, but we have a guest, so JT, you need to go first.
All right. So we either have another Butcher and Brewer or we've done one already.
We've done a lot of Butcher and Brewers.
I mean, this year.
Nope.
We have another one.
This
though,
is
right?
the soul. This is
it.
This is it.
Oh man, I feel like there was two.
The list here says it's it.
This is the last shorty though.
Something about. Oh wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're right because I put all the rest of my beer in the fridge yesterday and they were all cans.
Yep.
There's something. When I saw Butcher and Brewer, there's certain names that elicit a laudable memory, and I feel like they're one of them. For some reason, it's either because of the name or because the name's awesome.
Yeah.
Or it's because we've had some really incredible beer from them, but I can't remember.
I incorrectly thought that we were doing a Swine City Brewing beer today because I heard Barleyswine.
That's what
and I thought it was Swine City Brewing doing a Barleywine. But yeah.
So last year we had Butcher and the Brewer, Frog and the Hog, which JT hated that beer.
Most likely.
Is that a Pilsner? Lager?
It's a Pils.
Yeah.
God, you know what? You have a future in this
business.
business.
That's amazing memory. Holy.
I thought we had it in 22. We didn't.
Okay.
We did have it, and we did have it in the first year. We had Frog and the Hog again. So that was one of those repeat beers. But that was also the year that we had Ouzelfinch, which
Ouzelfinch.
and Tripping Animals.
Ouzelfinch.
You're not going to remember. Morning
has
Caladita was a Tripping Animals coffee sour.
Okay.
And that we still talk. It's the first year.
Legendary.
It's legendary.
Can I see the verbiage? Because I don't.
Yep.
I'm better seeing.
It's the second one down.
Morning Caladita. It was
what color? Do you remember the color of it?
It came in a can. It wasn't a shorty.
Okay.
This was the guest from this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Where your wife got within 65 cents.
Yeah, so
I do feel like Tripping Animals would be the ones to do some kind of coffee, weird ass sour like that for sure.
That's why we switched. Svil created the list. Like, so you guys picked the beers. Svil created the order. That's why the machine came yesterday between the two bookend beers. Mm-hmm. We switched out. The only other change we did is we switched to make sure that Tripping Animals was going to be our Christmas Eve beer.
Oh,
because
nice.
they are special when we can get them. They're not, as prevalent in the area as like a 450 or a Drecker or a Brewing Projekt.
So that's the Pucker Up Alpaca? Is that what you're doing Christmas Eve?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
we
that's
had that on draft. It's delightful.
Oh, no way.
You're going to really like it.
And that's a collab with 450,
yes.
correct?
Yeah. So that's why we put it last.
And that's why we put it last.
That's why we
love both those.
Yeah.
Like that would be my next question after I talk about the beers. Brewers that you hold on their own scale.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because you've seen them all. So we have like 450 kind of gets rated against themselves.
Yeah.
No one else.
I do enjoy that part of your guys' conversation.
Oh, yeah. So you know all about this.
Yeah, definitely. Branch and Bone.
Branch and Bone. Yeah,
okay.
We agree.
I mean, he's definitely in a class of his own, Branch and Bone, and that.
But Masthead is better than Branch and Bone.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Without fail, by the way. He's
loyal. He's setting his.
Branch and Bone's great. They're the best in Dayton. They're top 5 in Ohio, in my opinion.
Top 5.
Okay, good.
Best in Dayton, I would agree.
They do a lot of crazy styles that are very polarizing, where I can see where the common just getting into craft beer person is like, yeah, they're just too out there for me. But for the community like yourselves and that we, enjoy that stuff.
Yeah.
Or you like fruity stuff a lot too. That's a lot.
Yeah, they're good at that.
They're really good at that stuff.
And their dimmer is an interesting coffee ale.
Yeah. I do love a good coffee cream ale.
Yeah, they take it away from the stout, which I love.
Yeah.
It's unusual and it's great. And I find that they're as welcoming as Barrel House in
absolutely.
Like if you're a new beer consumer, and I've heard this question like a million times with Branch and Bone, because that's probably the brewery I've been to the most. They're like, well, what do you like?
Yes.
And they tell them, oh, you Miller Lite, Bud Light, whatever. And then like, okay, well here's all the options that you'd probably be interested in.
My oldest friend in Dayton is in charge of Branch and Bone in the bartending, Jama Wood, and she is an incredible human. I've known her. We managed Olive Garden together in the early 2000s.
Wow.
And we got reconnected here when we got into the craft beer game here in the last 2 years. And she is probably one of my oldest friends.
That is amazing. So when you're there, you're family, and you continue to be family after you leave.
Yes.
So I've got a game, Better Matt, for you to play. If you can't play it, I understand. It's called Marry Fuck Kill. DBC, Branch and Bone, and Warped Wing. Marry Fuck Kill. If you can't play,
all right, give me the 3 again.
DBC,
Kill,
Branch and Bone.
Oh, you're killing
Marry,
DBC.
Warped Wing.
So
you don't have to play.
You want to go back and fuck DBC?
I'm gonna switch the.
You can. Yeah, it's tough.
Fuck DBC, kill Warp Wing, marry Branch.
Okay, so. All right. I feel like I've put you on the spot too much. I don't want to put you on the spot too much because there's another brewery I'd like to throw in there too. But
I wish
we're just getting out there today.
Was still there.
I don't care. Honestly, I am loyal to Barrel House and Barrel House and Gus and Sarah.
I've never heard of this Barrel House. Is it?
Is
it a thing?
That's
I heard that they're the second best.
But I also know
they're the second best.
They are attached to a lot of craft breweries in everywhere. So we can try to respect that.
We can put this.
Oh yeah, we respect that.
No disclaimer needed.
Surprise of the.
We don't even really carry Dayton beer. You know what I mean? Like, so you can literally go to
I get that.
most, like, you go across the street, get Warp Wing.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah,
go down the street,
because everyone's
Branch and Bone. We get Yellow Springs because they're Dayton core, and they,
Dayton core.
Boat Show sells more than.
Core.
So that's Boat Show sells bigger than anything. I would love to see the numbers for this year, but the last 5 years, Boat Show has sold more than anything in the Barrel House, guaranteed.
Oh, okay. So here,
back to that question.
You're okay. I understand. So we have favorite IPAs. So Masthead, Truth, Boat Show.
Masthead, Truth, Boat Show.
Yeah, that's the order.
That's my order.
I'd say that's probably my order too.
Really?
I like Boat Show, but I think Truth.
I like Boat Show, but it brings me too much into the New England juicy world of IPAs, and I don't mind New England and hazy IPAs. My problem is if you lined up 10 of them.
Oh no. Yeah.
8 of them are gonna taste similar, and
that's true. I didn't mean
my opinion.
I wasn't thinking of that one.
I'm gonna start. We're gonna.
I need to try it.
We're gonna do.
Can I take a sip of your?
We're gonna do a blind taste test.
If we do a blind taste testing with,
you could do a mass
I would
test.
love to join you. I would love.
No, for you. Like I would
that's what
set
I'm
it up
saying.
for you.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Please let me do that.
I would love to, just do a tap takeover for you guys and just be like, all right, and this one goes out to Better Matt. Here's 5 of them, just to see. I think you could do it. I would put money on you being able to do it, just because of your familiarity and being able to call out the tone. And you've seen so many of them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
That Mastad beer is pretty damn good.
Specifically IPAs, though. I don't think I could do that in any other style.
No, I'm not. Yeah,
at all.
You couldn't do it in Kolsch's?
No.
You couldn't do all 4 different.
I could sell you a Kolsch. I could find out. I could know when you walk in if that's your style. For sure.
God, so many.
Imagine how many cultures you'd have to drink to be able to do a blind taste test of cultures and get them right.
No
one's doing that.
No one.
I don't even think the Great American.
Could you
Beer
name
Fest guys
4
are doing
cultures right now?
Cicerone.
Beside,
Can you
I can name 2.
Machine.
Like I think we've gotten a little cocky lately, just in how many beers we've done. But I will say that I'll call out the Cicerones on that. There's no fucking way.
If you guys do
I don't think so.
Thing,
They're not
I would
doing
be
it.
interested in doing that with you guys.
I'd love to do it.
So
I think we'd be good at it.
You guys just
we
talked about it
started
recently,
started flirting with it. So like I signed up, I get all the emails. So the closest places that you can do tier 2 and tier 3 are Detroit and Cincinnati. So it's not exclusive. Like we could
do it in a trip.
In a trip, and they would both be fun trips. So it's just getting through that first stuff, all the academics, and then going in.
And then
But it would be. Because there's not a lot of them.
But it's only like $80 for the first stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I've looked into it many times.
So then you could say you're a Cicerone, but asterisk level 1.
Right, yeah.
The thing that worries me about it is those weird flavors that these guys all, they're like, it's like the bark of a elm tree, and you're like, no, it's not.
What? Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
If you listen to Svill,
When did you lick an elm tree?
Yeah. How do you know that?
Svill convinces me that he's convinced you that you could be like, you could run through that brick wall, JT. I believe in you. Like he does. He just builds you up. He's like,
I can see that.
He's his hype man.
Yeah, he does do that.
You undersell yourself. You could taste, what like red brick and marshmallow tastes like.
I can't pinpoint him. Like Katie got me a
Phil Brew
Scotch. He did. He did in the past. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, he would love this. He would love being here.
Can you say that there's not enough air in the room?
No.
Does he still own the winery though? Because he's a wine guy.
I think he still does have a.
He still owns a winery.
Oh,
a very
really?
small.
Right.
It's one of those collectives, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
In Australia.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He. I forgot what else.
I enjoyed hanging out with him, and I always got weird with y'all saying his name because.
Oh yeah.
So like part of the reason I remember names at the bar is because I see the card or I swipe it, and I'm very good at visually memorizing things.
Yeah.
Or a guy wears a bandana.
Or like after the guy with the bandana I hang out with 2 or 3 times, I get his name.
Yeah.
And he's a Matt.
Yeah.
So millions of Matts. We're everywhere. It makes it real hard. Yeah. But I was always like, who the fuck is this Phil? Like, I know Scott. I know his name is Scott. Like, what are we talking about?
Phil.
But,
he's great at nicknames. So.
Yes, he is. He really is.
We never, when we, all serious, bringing it back to the calendar, we never sat there in awe of, we've, a couple times talking to Jason as you and I talked, like, there's been a couple of times, but towards the last hour of the calendar build, when Aaron and Phil were sitting there talking about beer, like we have the beer podcast, they're the ones that actually people need to listen to because they're riffing off each other.
Yeah.
And I can't shut up, and I'm just sitting there mouth agape, and I'm like, and JT goes, this is why you guys need to be doing what we're doing.
Right.
Like, we can talk casually about, smart about dumb things or dumb about smart things, but those two are getting into the brewery sciences and their choices.
There's potential here, though.
But there's like a blend, though. Like, that sounds boring to me. Not to, sound rude or anything, but, like, you guys entertain the shit out of me. I enjoy watching your guys' podcast.
I don't have the cash on me, but
like, I also feel like I'm on the save. Well, you guys are probably way smarter than I am, but, like, like, when it comes to, like, beer and stuff, like, I'm good at selling people what they want. And I'm good at understanding when they come into me and they say a couple things, I read faces very well, and I can be like, well, that's not what you want, and then let's go here. And like somebody comes in and they say, I don't know, the way that they say that they like a beer, and Gus or Sarah, who is very brain beer oriented and educated, they go and like try to like pick into that, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, here's this, try that, and that's what they're looking for. But like that's what has made me so good in this industry, is being able to understand where people's palates are.
Yeah.
And what they're looking for.
He's underselling it a little bit. He's got a card catalog of customers. So like when I come in, I'm like, hey, what would you... And he's like, oh, we got this really new... And he walks you to the beer. If they don't have it on tap or whatever, he's like, I'm going to walk you to the beer. And he's done it, almost taken my hand. I mean,
but that's just part of...
We're at the hugging stage.
Guest service,
like,
though, of what I was taught. Like, this is, like... And as crazy as this sounds...
But people don't do that anymore. We were talking about that generational.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was taught that when I started at Olive Garden in the early 2000s, what I said earlier, in 2000s, if you would have said I was a outgoing, loud, obnoxious human, I would have said, no. Because when I started at Olive Garden in 2000, I didn't talk. I was shy. I dropped things constantly, and then Olive Garden.
I'd still eat the whole
training process.
Yeah.
I still go to Olive Garden.
Well, what's the ratio of like buying expensive wine and tipping well to endless possible?
Well, right? Yeah. See, that's
you're getting more.
That's where the problem. Yeah, you do. But bartending. When I was bartending there, that's where. Sorry, Stacey. A lot of that kind of came from, but I mean, the training program in Olive Garden back in the day was exceptional, and that's where I learned all of my guest service.
Yeah.
And that's what I use now. It's not me educating. And that's what I find. Not everybody's super, super educated like Gus and Sarah when it comes to beer, and they don't want to be thrown that information like that. So, like, I always just try to approach it as a level-headed, every person type, and just try to sling them what they're looking for, and it's always kind of seemed to work. So
yeah, that's good. I always find that getting people who don't like it's probably the hardest customer. I don't know. That'd be a good question for you more than me. Getting people that aren't interested in craft beer. I tend to sell what I like.
Yes. But
I realize that what I like isn't really what the beginner craft beer drinker is into.
Fair. Also.
What is it? What do you find to be difficult about, like, the skeptic?
It's a good segue, because I'm always like, they're like, what do you like? What are you into? And I'm like, wow.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, I'm into West Coast, dry your mouth out. I don't want to, I don't have any taste buds left.
Yeah.
Kind of IPA. It's probably not what you're looking for, and that's usually when I'm like, here, let's check out this 20 tap list and try a couple things, and then I can, like, they try things and they don't mean to, but I see their facial expressions, and it tells you the world, in my opinion.
He tries to sell them line 14. Inside joke.
And yes, never that without them knowing for sure. And yeah, it just kind of, it's how it kind of works, you just find their palate out that way, trying things out. Learning the human that's coming in looking for a certain product. Especially, I would actually much rather talk to a human that doesn't know beer and that's trying to get into it than... And not to say I don't like talking to super educated people about beer, but it's kind of harder to get into...
Bring me your idiots!
You don't actually prefer talking to the uneducated beer drinker versus the educated beer. What you prefer talking to, in my opinion, is the person who is admittedly not the smartest person in the room.
Yes.
I think that's the best. Those are always the best type of people to talk to.
Yeah,
someone
absolutely.
who wants to hear your
opinion. Wants to hear,
even if they know it already.
Weyerbacher's got a delicious beer that it's called Blithering Idiot.
Oh yeah,
I've got
a good
bottle of it. No, it's in the cellar still.
Is that a Scottish ale?
Yeah. I would have to check the list. It's on the other.
We'll know someday.
But score this, and this is organic.
Yeah, this is great. So this beer,
he'd be great in a power hour.
Oh,
by the way.
This needs to be a recurring thing on this podcast.
I would love to.
Matt is
Anytime.
great so far,
and
all the questions I've ever had about Barrel House, and I think that it'll be quick to move past. I have questions about Barrel House, and let's just chat as friends.
Yep.
This beer,
English barley wine is
Blithering Idiot.
Yep.
So you're right.
English barley wine. Okay. Well, this beer is exceptional. I don't know which nation this comes from, England or America or
Cleveland.
Wherever.
The nation of...
a Cleveland barley wine.
American-style barley wine.
It makes me think of that Cleveland tourism.
Hell yeah, Cleveland tourism.
Have I ever told...
At least it's not Detroit.
Fun times in Cleveland today.
What Gus calls American barley wines?
No.
He's not he doesn't believe in the style American barley wines, so he calls them... Actually, I don't want to say it because I can't remember.
That's fine.
Gus is going to call me out.
We'll not.
But he does not stand for American barley wine.
In the world of alcohol,
he calls them pumpkin stems.
In the world of booze,
I can say it.
America is not well respected around the world. Yet I think, as an American, that we do it best. Just like I was saying with the whiskey, that they didn't allow the single malt, American single malt, to be into the club. Yeah. It's not because it's bad.
See how fast I can get an answer.
It's because
they
don't want America.
I just want to see how quick too. I don't want to detract.
They don't want us to catch up in our young 250
You wouldn't happen to have an
history.
actual
knife?
Yeah, with like a wine.
Yeah, I've got one.
So this beer has.
Don't kick me off the podcast.
This beer has big overtones of caramel. Has overtones of what was the other thing you said?
Toffee.
Toffee. I think there's toffee in there, more in like a salted toffee kind of way. There's a savoriness here.
Yeah, there's definitely a salty savory.
I also get licorice, black licorice. I think that the flavors in this beer are excellent, and
Star anise.
Star anise, yeah,
Star
that's
anise.
it. Star
there you
anise.
go. Yeah.
You know who does Star anise the best is Century Club. They do it great. Maybe these guys do it best too.
Century Bar, not
Century Bar, not Century Club. I'm sorry.
He'd be another great.
I'm
great
3/4 into a barley wine, and I'm just thinking about.
See, I would have already
Star anise.
Cut my finger off by now.
It's man, do they hide that booze well? They hide the booze immaculately. We had a 17, 18, and 19 BCBS on Saturday, none of which hid the alcohol even remotely close to this. And I feel like with Phil in particular, but maybe even Pete, there was some skepticism about whether the booze could be hidden, and that we were the fools for thinking that the booze should be hidden. But as you know, with our 600 and plus beers on the show alone, we've had beers that have hid the alcohol well. This is one of them. It's a really, really good. I debated not giving this beer a 5 because we've had the Decadence that was a 5 and was so profoundly good that it made us like look at each other in silence and go like, "Are you tasting this?" Yeah, like mentally we were like thinking it to each other.
Have you guys rated anything a 5 yet?
Oh yeah.
On this one this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's had a couple. I've had one. This is going to be my second one. This is a 5.0. This is an excellently executed barley wine. If you give me something that's nearly 14% and you don't, if you didn't tell me this was 13 point whatever percent, I'm telling you that this beer is a 7 or 8 maybe at the most.
We've got a little bit left, so you'll be able to do a side-by-side. I know Better Matt's got a little bit left in his glass, too. So.
Perfectly executed. This is what you want your barley wines to taste like. So
Better Matt, you don't pour in my house.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Damn it.
I apologize.
No, that's all right.
It's just habit.
Okay, so this is... we're going to let this breathe. I'll go quick on Butcher and Brewer Barleyswine. Off the top rope, I'll make it quick. Everything that JT said, there's... bigger and better done barley wines. Not very many off the top rope. I'm going to give this a 4.5. I enjoyed it, but not to the level. Where's the alcohol though? That's the
It's a great.
You
American
want the
barley
alcohol?
wine though.
I want.
No, this is the first time I think I'll disagree.
I want a little bit of
not with your score, but with you giving your score.
Okay.
So Megan and I started watching on Netflix. It's like a bartender's competition reality show thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty rad. Check it out, definitely. Off the top of my head, I'll definitely get it to you. I'll send it to you.
We'll put it in the the details.
But something that one of the judges says over and over again in making the cocktails and stuff is that you should taste the alcohol and to respect the alcohol. And I'm assuming that's different when it's coming to spirits as opposed to beer.
Have you been to Japs in in Cincinnati. That's the best cocktail bar I've been to. It's
really?
right in the Fountain District.
Okay.
I would like to take you there on a date night.
I don't know. That's an interesting thing I want to think about.
I know, right? Because
I think you should taste I think you should taste the tastes from the original cocktail alcohol. So, like, let's say you put like a Heaven Hill in a cocktail, you should taste that it is that.
Right. Yeah.
But should you taste the booze?
Ooh. That's
that how did you interpret that?
So that when they say that, like I thought about it and I was like, honestly, I don't. Like when I think about a cocktail, I want to like drink an amazing cocktail.
Yeah.
And maybe kind of enjoy and know what the liquor is, but like I don't really want to drink the liquor. I don't, that's why I don't drink shots of anything. Yeah, right. You know, like so. It's obviously it's made me think about it because I'm talking about it now, and we watched that last weekend. But I'd like when you said that you can't taste the alcohol in the beer. Is that like, is there like a? Does that kind of make sense there? But
like my favorite beer is 120 minute. That's why when Gus popped that 2000, I was double fisting a decade apart, and half of my cellar is
my first experience at 120 minute. Was pretty enjoyable. I was at Ollie's place. Yeah. When that still existed, and the cap law, the 12% Ohio law.
I hate that. That's why I had to get all of mine.
Yeah. So that cap changed, and at midnight we were able to get a 120 minute keg. Ooh. So which the bar wasn't open past midnight, and so we stayed open midnight to 2 a.m. Yeah. We only had 1 6-stool of 120 minute after the cap. And literally, so many humans walked out of that bar that night and shouldn't have gotten home the way that they did. And I just remember Gus carrying the keg through the front door because legally you couldn't bring it into the bar until after midnight. 12:01, he's walking through the bar. It was already cold. We tapped it, hooked it on, and that keg was gone by 2 a.m.
And it was a 6-stool?
Yeah. And it was my first experience with 120 minute.
Does he still have that KBS, Gus, by the way? Let's talk about that KBS if he still has it.
Oh, he has KBS.
He says CBS?
No, he's got a KBS. If he had that
he doesn't have a CBS.
If someone has CBS out
we would have bought... Hey, are you a big CBS guy? Because
I love CBS. I mean, I can appreciate CBS.
That's why I was trying... I could have...
So back to the booze.
That's why I almost just sent
this is just my last word on the booze, because it's your turn to be... I don't want to take that. But... The craft beer is 2 words. Craft beer. Craft. I believe that hiding the booze is part of that art of craft beer.
Okay,
but that's opinion.
Yeah,
an opinion.
I mean, I honestly
did it?
I agree with you 100%. I would have never thought about that until I started watching that show, and then this woman is very adamant about saying this.
Right,
and that's cocktails to brewing beer and any kind of. So maybe
it's an expert.
You don't want to hide it all, though. It's like a gorgeous woman in a bikini. You don't want to hide it all. Just cover up the important parts.
You just had like an almost 14% beer, and if you taste none of the alcohol, you don't think that there's like a skillful artfulness about
absolutely. When it comes to beer, personally myself, I think, but also that 20-year-old Matt Ross that doesn't know how to drink starts drinking this, and it's like, woo!
I love craft beer.
Disclaimer: Matt, by the way, is not. He's well older.
43,
than
way older. Way older.
It's not way older.
Better, Matt. Your score on the Barleyswine.
I'm gonna put it at a 4. That is delicious. Yeah. It's probably one of the best American style barley wines I've had in a very long time. I really wish I could remember what Gus. American Strong Ale.
Okay.
Thank you, Gus.
Fair enough.
That's what Gus calls an American barley wine. He calls it American.
So there are strong ales.
Literally, but he writes it when Untapped says it's a barley wine and it's American, he puts American Strong Ale.
American Strong Ale. So he's
I'm glad
a Utopias. Ask Gus.
And that's
Utopias is technically an American Strong Ale.
And that's on the board because
I agree.
If I didn't know that, I would not order that. I'll be honest. Because there's British strong or English strong ales.
Yeah.
And I don't like those.
Because they're more grain forward and
they have that well water stuff in them. Or stone water, or whatever the fuck it
is. Limestone.
Limestone water. I hate that stuff. It ruins the beer.
I wouldn't
order it.
There is a direct correlation. Sorry, better man. I'm gonna pick this up.
Yeah.
These are 2.
Look at that.
Barley wines.
Which one's which?
you can even see
both as per Gus's American style. But this looks like a stout.
Okay, This is... I'm glad because I did this for Steph. Steph gets pissed off when shit is barrel-aged and they won't tell him what it's barrel-aged in. I did the research, Steph. This is a barrel-aged barley wine that comes in a Central Standard craft distillery. This is at a 16%.
16%.
It's a It's a 7-year anniversary, so it was bottled last year.
It's been a long time since we've done 16%. Do you remember why it's 16%? Because that's as high as you can go on beer.
Well, we did a 16.66 with the Hop and
maybe
Frog.
it's 16 in the 16s. There's something about the 16% range.
In Ohio,
maybe.
That's what it is.
I don't know if it's Ohio or if it's like
this
after
is,
that it
this,
can't qualify or something because it can bottle age.
This is not Ohio.
Yeah, this is
I've
not
definitely.
Ohio.
I could be wrong, but I feel like I've seen higher than.
I need to. Maybe I don't want to be wrong.
I could be wrong too, though.
No, you guys are probably right.
I could be way wrong.
Let's just.
Okay,
let's just accept that I'm wrong.
But also, I got a response from what Utopia is.
American Strong Ale.
Per Gus.
Yeah.
Boozy beer syrup, maybe. Honestly, I consider that Utopia's gotta be liquor, right?
Like novelty
it's
ones.
28 and it's illegal in 35 states.
Exactly.
It's probably.
We were selling 1 ounce pours for $20 at Barrel House.
I did ask Sarah. I go, name your price for the bottle. And,
what'd she say?
No, she said that
we're
going to sell it. So Matt.
Oh, okay.
Better Matt.
It's the low. Beverages with ABV of 16 or lower are considered low hazard, and anything above 16 is high. Because they have those those novelty ones, like the 60%.
So does high hazard mean they have to pay more? Is that a different?
I hate blue laws.
It says
I don't know how you do it.
while there are no limit to ABV of beer in
It's
Ohio, a
weird.
brewery's ability to produce anything north of 16% is limited by the building's use group classification.
And Gus
so I don't want to read
travel
more into
so
that,
much to get beer back in the day when I first started working with them. I mean, they drove to Cleveland to get Whole Hog back in the day, and
So
hoof-hearted. We were the first ones to get them outside of Columbus because we were driving to get them all the time.
See that?
Damn, they owe you.
So this is aged.
I'll tell them.
For 13 months on Central Standard Craft Distillery, and then it's conditioned on hand-scraped Madagascar vanilla beans.
Oh, yeah.
The Brewing Projekt Vanilla 7 Barleywine.
So
we know what the 7 references to?
The 7-year anniversary.
Oh.
So they did a 7-bottle series.
Damn.
This is the second bottle out of the 7 I've had.
Damn, dude.
Well, that smells magical.
It's going to be... See,
I love vanilla.
Here's the thing. Okay, we learned a lot.
I can't wait. You know what that really?
Really what? No, this is doing a great job at the craft as well. But what I was going to say something else. We learn a lot from this advent calendar. Every year we come away with a huge takeaway. Like the first year we had that decadence and we were like, this is a beer style that we need to dive into. We need to get into it. We might have undersold it the first couple of years of the podcast. Now we're like, holy shit. We learned Third Eye might be a highly underrated Ohio brewer. Like, what an unbelievable brewer they've been.
You carry all the bangers too, and I've just never realized it because their can art does a disservice to them because it looks so similar.
Their can art,
you agree?
I agree completely.
I think, yeah. We take the can art as a joke in some regard here, but it is a very significant part of the beer.
Yeah, like he's got his own music, better Matt. Like
can art bonus segment.
The can art bonus segment.
And it is unfortunate that Third Eye has that can art.
Yeah.
Like Nightmare, for example. I mean, I've bought like all of their beers because they're amazing.
Because that can art.
They also have really interesting ingredients.
Yep.
But yeah, Third Eye. Wow, what an unsung hero of this.
Like maybe they're trying to be like Maine Brewing because they don't have any.
But I actually would counter that argument with Maine's can art is so contrary to can art that it is actually appealing.
That's fair. I totally agree.
You see all the white labels lined up on
That's
the shelf.
fair. Yeah. It's just so blandly
it's bright.
appealing.
It's bright white. I mean, especially like...
I agree.
Where do you guys keep the Maine?
So Maine we get so seldomly. It's one of the ones that stay on the bar top, usually always. Especially because Maine
where I bought it.
Usually sells a lot of the IPAs and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's fresh product.
Yeah.
And if we put them with all the other bottles, they kind of disappear and become mundane.
Interesting.
We always put it on the bar top. And it sometimes is on the bar top and over in the bottle area. but they don't sell over there.
There's something here. There's something here that you could actually probably...
Those cotillion bottles for the anniversary went before open.
So that's... You said what sells faster than anything, and also sells faster than anything that doesn't get... So when we get Cantillon, we're told specifically that we cannot promote it because all of the other people that this distributing company gets it from is going to be pissed off because we're the only one that's get it. But in our opinion... We were the only ones that really deserve to have this tile of craft beer, and we sell it. It's
in the first 10 minutes.
You know what I mean?
And everyone would come in there, and that's the respectful thing about the crowd that comes to the barrel house. Everyone would come in there, and at the price point that it's at, everyone would buy it all out. But they're like one. Yeah. And then they're telling their friends, so they buy one.
And they hit them up, and
Yep. So that no one bought more than one. They don't have a rule. We self-police there because it's a welcoming community. It works out really well.
Well, I think that there's something to the science of shelf placement. Obviously, you guys do too. Yeah. But when we think of booze, we think of top shelf, bottom shelf. But not to give too much insight into what I do in my personal life, my professional life, but I'm leading.
He's a juggalo.
I'm a juggalo.
You're a scientist.
I'm leading the.
I told him.
Leading the Center of Excellence for Computer Vision, and I think that we could build an algorithm that would quantify the contrast between the can arts.
Yeah.
Because for Arrow's right by my house, and Arrow puts all the mains next to all the anchorage.
Yeah.
And if you think about the contrast between those beers, you see the
pop.
anchorage before you see the anchorage.
Before what
you see the main before you see the anchorage.
But when you see it, you know what it is. You know exactly what it is.
About that.
300 episodes.
Talking with my hands. Did I make it 300 episodes without spilling?
I don't remember that.
Sorry, we gotta wash these towels now.
Holy buckets.
All right.
We got it.
I'm just glad it wasn't me because full disclosure.
No, that would have been allowed and encouraged.
My hands dance and do all kinds of crazy things.
That would have been allowed.
You know what it is? It's that we've never had it's been since episode 100 since someone sat on my left side.
Stab.
Yeah, I guess he has occasionally. So
don't come with me with stabs.
I can't make the argument that.
Better, Matt. I did tell you he was a data scientist, but man, he's fucking it up over here.
I'm fucking it up with the beer. When you start getting me talking about computer vision, I get too excited. I want to spill my beer all over the place.
I will say.
Anyway,
listening to the carriage, I enjoyed listening to you guys berate Steph's, talk to Steph's about how his progression of beer has come along away.
Yeah.
Because I completely agree. I think he
started super quick compared to us.
Yeah, well, I mean, the age thing especially, but from what he was drinking day one, was this his second? Or he's done it
He's done all four.
He's done all four? His progression, though, from year one, I feel to now, is leaps and bounds further than.
And he's 28.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
He could hang with this group, and
no doubt.
We could all go get that Cicerone.
He's so much better now. We got him a mic, so now you can actually hear his episodes.
He started. Well, I love watching Steph's videos. I really do. But that was what I was like. I can't hear you. Yell at me.
His progression has gone somewhat the opposite direction, where he started with the seasoned beer, the stout, and worked his way back from there.
Yeah, he was a dark guy only.
That had to be a D20 thing. That had to be how many kids, not kids, but how many 21 to 25 year olds were I love D20 and started on hardcore beer.
Hard beer, yeah.
And then went backwards from there.
Not many.
Steph's one of them. I think D20 was probably.
Yeah, it was all big stouts and porters and whatnot. This, man, these are night and day, man. Not night and day, but it's different. The barrel aged. This has a gimmick, obviously, with the vanilla.
Yeah.
The vanilla is imparted immediately.
But they're both barrel aged.
Yeah, right. But this is this is not hand scraped toffee barrels or something like that. It's not placed in 14 bags of Werther's originals.
Should be.
This is. You go into Untapped, and it's Barleywine 13.1. That's the. But
I would love to see the Untapped to see how many people check this in and say
182.
I'll be darned if this isn't a stout.
Oh, so it's 182 ratings. So
okay.
Again, it's very,
see that.
very exclusive.
I mean,
people are still drinking this beer. All of the Untapped ratings for this beer,
Yeah.
you're not going to be surprised. Is Barrel House guests, so
Yeah.
they check in.
That's fair.
Obviously for you guys.
I mean, this is delicious. I really like it, and I can kind of see some of the barley wine aspects of it, but with the vanilla bean and the barrel age and however process that was.
13 months in Central Standard Craft Distillery. So you think that
I think it just
pollutes
takes
it
out.
from barley wine.
Personally, I mean, I still.
Well, that's it for this episode. Fuck this guy. We're out of here.
Yeah, I pick up a lot of the. I can see the
Dear
barley
Sarah,
wine part
fire
of it.
this guy.
Just a little sip.
I can
No,
see
it's
like
still close to
the
mine.
barley wine in the middle of it, but on the outside of it, it's
No,
smeared
have more
with
too.
vanilla bean and aspects of what I would consider a stout.
So
Personally.
you almost think that that's a tweener.
Yes,
It's blending
yes,
styles.
Yes, definitely. In my opinion, it's a tweener.
See that, and the one thing
Now
I
that
will
you
say,
it, I could see it. My initial, I don't know.
this lets you know the alcohol is there. Like
Yeah,
This one
yes.
has a little
this
bit
is
more.
this
It's
is
still
a
hidden
this
pretty
is
well.
a warmer. Like
Which is definitely, I guess I would say, more of a barley wine aspect is feeling the alcohol.
Yeah, this has
tasting
an
the
alcohol feel, but it doesn't have an alcohol breath or
the viscosity, more of a stout build, but like again, it's just a
I guess so.
man. It's all
But the viscosity, while stout like, does not taste stout like.
no. That's all your vanilla,
Yeah.
but it's not vanilla extract. I mean, this sat on hand scraped vanilla bean. I looked it up.
Yeah.
Stubbornly crafted beers, and that would explain a lot of their, like, everyone has like their their stupid lines. They have a couple of them. So like Drecker, the one you can think of with Drecker, by the way, was Chonk. So it's brains and Chonk.
Brains and
Slang de jour.
screaming
That's another
that.
one.
Yeah,
Oh
de
yeah,
jour.
de jour, yeah.
But
Brains.
yeah, Drecker Brewing Projekt has their lines. I've drank with the owners.
I always
a
feel
couple
like
times.
Brewing Projekt is always that type of brewery that does a lot of adjunky-esque types, no matter what style they do.
Ooh, adjunky.
You know what I mean?
Adjunky.
Like so, like vanilla bean or like caramel,
Real
or
stuff.
like fudge or chocolate, or like there's always
Yeah.
There's always a very solid description that says chocolate, vanilla, cream, something. You know what I mean? I feel like that's even on their
Projekt, yeah, they do
IPAs.
that.
Like they do a lot of IPAs that have vanilla bean in them. They have,
do.
you know,
Oh,
like
I have that
or
all
like
day.
they're, you know, they're
that.
like
You're right. This is my hometown brewer. So
I mean, I love Brewing Projekt. They're great. Their
Yeah.
IPAs are great too. They have a lot of really killer, juicy.
I'm taking a bus
IPAs.
home. You're coming with me on the bus now because
Yes.
we're gonna meet the guys. I'll
Yeah,
introduce
I
you.
would love to. Yeah, Brewing Projekt. Their stuff sells great for us. They are really great stuff. But
JT's
I'm more
the
familiar-
navigator.
I'll
then-
navigate.
oh, yeah.
Am I going with or am I
Yeah.
staying
Yo,
here?
yeah, no, you were again. We've talked about this. I'm taking
This
the bus
seemed like
home
a
because
Matt thing.
I want. It's better, Matt. I want people to come home and see. Like I already showed them all the egg rolls. We were talking.
I
about,
want
like,
to go home.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the one big difference between Matt and I is he is still longs for and has the laud for his own hometown.
Yep.
I love my hometown. I love Chicago. I
was gonna ask,
I consider Ohio home though. Like
I was gonna say
when I
where-
say hometown breweries,
Chicago,
I'm talking
like
Ohio.
where
I love
out
Ohio.
Chicago?
LaGrange, it's south suburbs.
Okay. Heard.
Yeah. You familiar?
I spent a lot of time in Chicago when I was in high
Right.
school.
You told me the furthest you got away was Terre Haute.
Well,
man.
no.
Damn it.
So this was like my high school years. My parents are gonna love this if they ever watch this video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
My
excited.
best friend, sophomore year till when I graduated, was from Chicago.
Yeah.
Is it Strongsville or Strongs something area?
He's terrible with Chicago geography. This is.
I'm
It's
great
a
with Chicago
suburb,
geography.
a suburb of
I don't know about
Chicago.
Strongsville.
I could be saying
You
it
mean
wrong.
Musseltown?
Oh,
I'm just
shit.
kidding.
Is it Schaumburg?
Oh, maybe Schaumburg. Yeah, Schaumburg sounds
Maybe
like
something
Stromberg.
like
Again,
that.
the non-Chicago guy
Yeah,
came up with that.
yeah. So, but anyway,
Anyway.
so we used to so I spent my weekends at his parents' house.
Yeah.
Growing up, and on the weekends, a lot of times and his parents were okay with it. I'd say I'd stay at his house. we'd actually just drive to Chicago, and he was in a ska band. He was a drummer, and we just fucking.
Holy shit!
I know you're a drummer too.
Are you my former best friend in high school?
We hung out in all those years, and I spent more time in Chicago as a teenager than but then more time than any other time I've ever spent in Chicago, and it was great. Wow. It was wild. It was a lot of underground ska scene shit.
That was, so based on what age you said you were, it's like right around the same time. I mean, we're talking like the just pinnacle, I would say, of like underground punk and ska in Chicago.
He got me into like MXPX and all that kind of stuff. And
man, the Metro and the Vic and all those small venues.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the band Accident Prone?
Yeah, have you heard of Accident Prone?
No.
Great punk band from back in the 2000s.
Is there anywhere I can check it out? Or
I'll have to give you a CD.
All right,
Next
cool.
time I'll come to the Barrel House and drop one out for you.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear it.
Real old stuff. I'm much better at the drums now, but Matt would disagree. But that's okay. He says that my current band should get a new drummer.
Where do you guys play at?
Well, we mostly have so far played at Tuck and Reds.
Yeah.
And that's because that's all that we can get.
Okay.
We're trying to get like the breweries and stuff around. We played at Blind Bob's was our first show.
Oh yeah.
Love Blind Bob's.
Sweet. Yeah, Bob's is great.
See, this is why.
Yeah, we want to play.
You should hit up the Barrel House and talk to us.
Will you do live bands?
So we have segued into the thoughts and
it's a
ideas
3-piece,
of
so it's
doing
small.
that
We
kind
could
of
do
stuff.
a acoustic.
And exactly. It would have to be, and with it being such a small space, we found that it's kind of loud.
I'd love to do acoustic.
You should definitely hit up Gus and Sarah's.
All right,
I mean, we're doing our first drag show, like I was just saying.
Yeah,
so I mean,
perfect.
I don't
know if they'd be into our music.
We did Team Boyd. Do you know them?
I would dress drag for your show.
Luchador punk rock band.
Okay.
They wear luchador masks when they perform.
Oh,
and
nice.
Stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
They just did a thing at the Barrel House recently.
We should check them out and play with them. Sounds awesome. Sounds
Actually,
like
so Gus is DJing or drumming for Team Boyd at a wrestling underground show here. Honestly, I wish I could tell you right now. In the next couple weeks, I feel like
we're in a passion of wrestling because, Sammy Callahan is from the area. Johnny Knoxville, Hera Arena used to host a lot of WWF events.
The new fairgrounds out in
AEW comes here all the time.
Trotwood area. They do a thing out there now. I went with a buddy of mine a couple times.
Was it micro wrestling?
No,
they did a micro wrestling event.
It was another one that
GCW.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things I can talk about. Wrestling, I know we were talking about zombie movies and stuff before. Wrestling is one of those things. Like my trivia knowledge goes deep on fucking wrestling. It's incredible. But that's me tooting my own horn. I just want to listen to you guys talk about music though.
Oh man, just love it so much. So yeah, the current stuff we're doing is like definitely harkens like 2002 punk rock. Not the old Ramon style stuff, but
it's interesting drinking the IPA as a palate cleanser. I'm glad I have it between these two beers.
That IPA is much better than I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest.
Nice.
You've had it before.
I know I've had it before, but can you remember every IPA you had?
You like more hazy stuff though, don't you?
I do like more hazy
stuff.
I do. But a lot of the West Coast that we're
still friends in spite of it.
Have been less dank than my hatred for the super dank comes from probably the 2010s. When shit got crazy with IPAs. It was everyone was searching for the dankest stuff. It was just like our version of the sour. We're searching for the most sour thing.
Give me more Emperor.
See, he wants that. I'm good with See, the reason why I like hazy is because I don't want dry. I don't want to be dry. Oh, 420 is good, but it's got a character that's different.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
It's like line 14.
Yeah.
Order that.
So
when
what's
you go
with line
down
14?
the
Is there something that I could learn from that, or is it off camera?
Not something that you can have. Maybe in 10 years when you retire.
Yeah. What if I've ordered it on accident?
You've not.
Very
No. It's very start
There's
off.
An
it's like the 13th
point.
floor, and then you don't.
It's probably something that I don't even think you can. It would get demonetized, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, we're not making.
We don't even. So
it's a THC line.
It's legal here.
We post shit on it on Instagram. But we post stuff on it on Instagram and Facebook, and it get demonetized all the time.
Yeah, see, I'm not trying to.
It's Delta 9 and CBD.
All right.
So
fair enough. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, I don't have any interest in that. So
it's a red cream soda. It's really good. It's made from Urban Artifact.
God, you.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's Castallo.
Phil had that.
So you've been a big part of our craft beer journey. So a few years ago, we went down to UA What a great space.
So cool.
It's so neat in an active congregation church. And so they had a bottle of Stegosaurus. It's their bottle-aged, whatever, fruited sour or whatever. And so when we do our Bobo, it's called our Bowl-Off Blow-Off. So Bobo. And we pool all of our money from our failed bowling goals because we were in a bowling league together because that's what white guys do.
Yes.
And,
I need to get in one of those. I haven't done it.
So we had like $500. So anyways, we paid for our hotel room. All 4 of us are sleeping in the same room or whatever. We're going to buy the bar tab. And we get to UA and we're like, they've got a bottle of Stegosaurus and they've only got 3 of them left. And, it's, a 19.2 or whatever. And they're like, it's $22. Can this come out of? And we're like chagrining at $22.
Yeah,
and this is our craft beer journey of all time. And you know what we come there and do with Alaskan bottles now, but like, could you imagine? Like 6 years ago, we're like,
it's $22.
It's $22. We're gonna share it. Like,
that's your
each gonna
journey.
and that's just a part of the journey. And that was during the podcast era too.
Yeah.
Like we're like, oh, $22. Like,
whoa.
Yeah. Why? Like, wow.
What's going on here?
But yeah. So that's hilarious, and now we're cracking expensive things that you can't get anymore and aren't available. Do you want to do a side by side because they're different.
They're different.
They're different.
I'm very close with Better Matt there. It's a barley wine in name only.
Okay.
It's a splitter, like it's betwixt. So I have my score. I'm gonna write down my score. So I'm running out of space, but that's fine.
That's all right. Let me think of my score.
Okay.
One more sip.
The guest is gonna go last because he's got profound things to say and he's better for content. Okay. I'm good. I'm gonna go first just because it's my beer and I'm just breaking tradition for a little bit. I like the vanilla. I like the warming aspect of it. Coming in at 16%, it tastes many times magnitude bigger than the Barleyswine. So if we're doing a comparison, and typically we don't, but they're the same style of beer as advertised. Off the top rope, I'm coming in at a 4.75. What could make it better? Either do one or another better. Either make it, the viscosity is there and the lingering and stuff like that. Either amp up the vanilla or thin it out a little bit so it clears it out a little bit better. But 4.75, and that's me splitting hairs. But I will say unequivocally I enjoy the Brewing Projekt better than the Butcher and the Brewer.
Excellent. Great review. I have some areas of disagreement. It's okay, and that's part of the show. I still think it's a highly rated beer. I don't think that it's barley wine in name only. I think some of even our least favorite, most watered down stouts have had that darker malt flavor more so than this one does. And if it hadn't have been for that one that we had, I think on day 2.
The regular from
I would not
Southern
probably
Ohio.
have brought this up because that's
it's 2 miles that way. I won't go there.
That Southern Ohio beer was essentially water with some charred malts in it, and if we hadn't had that experience, maybe I would probably be leaning more towards there's some non-barley wine qualities to this beer, but that beer made me realize stout's a category and you can't deviate from it because
stout's a category.
What you're saying is there's a Venn diagram. What I'm saying is that the circles are separate. And this is clearly not leaning in that area. I think you could get there if, you just cook the malts a little more. You trick the mind. I do think that it has a more syrupy quality to it, which is very appealing. But I also agree, the one area I agree is you got to amp something up. You got to amp the vanilla, in my opinion. Man, it could be, especially when you're throwing out like where it's from, like Madagascar, or scraped vanilla or whatever. Like
it's the #1 vanilla grower in the world. Like
okay, well,
like
when you're
of the world's vanilla.
Like even if it was like this is the Moraine Walmart vanilla bean. Like it's like
Nova Scotia.
You're saying bean. Something about what, like you're giving me tips about where this thing's from. Like I should care, and for me to care, I want to taste it. Whether it's the most common place to get vanilla from or not, I don't care. So amp that up, because as we've seen, me in particular, if you amp up the vanilla, I'm gonna be a sucker and I'm gonna give it a higher score. It is a very good barley wine. I think that the viscosity, to steal your word, is very appealing for this barley wine. I do enjoy the other one better. This one's a 4.5 for me. I do like the warmness though. That is a good.
Again, that's why I enjoy bourbon.
Good
like
note
just
on the
sitting
warmness,
at the end of the night.
where it's different from the stouts we had on Saturday is that the stouts on Saturday were all flavors of alcohol through the breath even. Whereas this one's just like, it feels nice and warm.
Did you see where Mikey said that like 84,000 people have checked into this beer? We're having stuff that's it's not rare. Mass. I try to tell him that was InBev. He goes, it doesn't matter. Like it's beer. But better, Matt.
There we go.
This is why I love listening to you guys, because I had a completely different conversation piece that I was going to bring up until we started talking about this. JT, you're right. It does have going-ons of a barley wine. Mm-hmm. So that's where I agree. The viscosity of it is definitely of a barley wine. But other than that, I still think it's a taste too much like a stout to me. And even the vanilla bean brings it more to a stout to me, where like I feel like a barley wine shouldn't be as adjunky personally. There's like, I think of barley wine, I think of the traditional style and like alcohol and toffee, banana, or god damn it, I'm talking about.
He's after all the cloves. He wants everything that he doesn't like.
I don't.
Everything that he doesn't like, people.
No. But you know what I mean, like the caramel, toffee.
Yeah, you want like.
I want like, and the alcohol. This just reminds me a lot of a stout. I love them both. I think they're both great. I think this is more like a 3.75 to me than if we're talking about barley wines. Then this wins for me personally. The Butcher and Brewer. This is a 4 and this is a 3.75. This is delicious. And with that being said, I love the fact that it says vanilla, and I taste vanilla as hell. Like I can.
It delivers what it advertises. That's a big thing.
Delivers, and then again, like you said, with the barley wine aspect, it is thinner. Mm-hmm. It is of what I would consider a taste of a barley wine. So they're both delicious.
I like that there's disagreement. That's what makes it good. That's what beer's about.
He's a hard score.
If we all agree,
he's a hard score. By the way.
Definitely a hard score. What have you discussed? What a 5 is in your world? Like, have you had one personally in your life, or have you kept that score for something special?
Are you on Untapped?
No, I'm not anymore. I was for a while, and then it just kind of got
once you got kind of got 14,000 beers,
and just to check. Well, so like running the check-ins on my account, and then running. No, I don't run Barrel House by any means, but like I keep Untapped when Gus and Sarah are not.
So you
around.
like my check-ins?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Gus and Sarah are the ones that like all the check-ins, but I'm the one that like. On the nights, because Gus and Sarah are usually gone, I maintain Untapped on the draft board. So just between the two, it just kind of got a little ridiculous for me. So I stopped on Untapped a long time ago. Probably 6 to 7 years ago.
So could I get away with, like, I just have a random beer at Barrel House, and I just say, Sarah likes anchovies, and she's going to like it. They'll just blindly like it? Is there a good chance?
No,
they'll read it?
They'll read it. Yeah, Sarah reads them every morning. She literally, when she comes in the bar at 9 o'clock in the morning, the first thing she does is she does all the likes and check-ins for Untapped.
I'm gonna okay. I'm excited because
it's
now
Sarah
it's gonna become a
that
game.
Does most of that.
I know.
Yeah. Gus does a lot of the stuff when he's in the bar at night and stuff during the shifts, but most of the time Untapped and most of the social media stuff is Sarah. Which I also would like to segue to. And only because you guys have mentioned it before in the past, this Advent list that is curated here very awesomely by the Barrel House is solely done by Sarah.
Yeah. That's
I know my peoples, and I just wanted to make sure and throw that out there.
So
it's all finally curated by Sarah.
I've thrown it out. It's me having direct conversations with Sarah. It's me juggling the choices of many push and pull factors. Last year we had a dead zone, and Sarah Sarah understood and appreciated it. So Sarah curated. I said, there's other people that just exclusively, they'd be happy if it was 25
You guys
West
did a
Coast
better
IPAs.
job of curating this list this year. I feel like you were more...
She did.
And she was more
She's
understanding.
listening to...
Yeah,
but
because she also has these lists.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
she
get the
looks
originals.
back of them. She has copies of every one of these lists also.
Because I send them to her.
Yeah.
And I go, the progeny of the podcast is two guys that enjoy sours and IPAs, and we enjoy big beers and conversation starters.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
I'm never going to throw shade at a Kolsch being in there. There was a couple of Pilsners, and JT hawked it a couple of years ago. Like Dad, Rheingeist got thrown in. We've had Dad Rheingeist.
Yeah, it's
so
more
we
that we had
intercepted
it than that it was that style.
The fact that there's the opportunity she will take it because this is her signature, and that's what I appreciate about it, because it's like we like IPAs, we like sours, and this is a home run, and we like conversation starters. That's why that Kolsch beer, people may not like it, but it brings character,
solid conversation too.
Right,
yeah.
And we've
Once.
got amazing conversation to it.
Yep.
JT's going to say, don't put 8 Kolsch's in
Well,
there
yeah,
because
I mean,
we don't
you
need
put-
that. That's what he's going to say.
And then we're
once.
not talking about. Yeah, that's why I say once. Because
Yeah.
then we're not talking about anything but this is another Kolsch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best executed year so far. I mean,
It's
it's
gonna
been
be
awesome. It's such a good list.
Did she tell you? We'll say this. Did she tell you overtly how much we gave her a window? We said 250 to 350, and this.
No,
is,
she did not tell me that.
Okay.
No, I don't think I knew that.
Whatever. So we gave her, and this is the most cost savings year we've ever had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was only
177.
Yeah.
And
Which honestly, with looking at this list, you're like,
well,
really?
last year we had a 3 font. 3 font was 35, 34, 33.
Yeah.
So that bites up. We're gonna get to the year eventually where we're gonna clear off your guys' Anchorage shelf. That's the goal. See, you know, it's been taken care of and catered to and curated.
It's a great Anchorage list. But also with that, like, 178 was spent on this year's advent calendar, and there's only one Anchorage beer, and it was a Kolsch.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh yeah, we
Like,
brought
you know
that.
what I mean? Like, I love Anchorage. I love their beer. I have never, ever, ever once had a bad beer from them ever. But I also could point you in a direction. And
I should have cracked the deal with the devil. We should have done 3 of them.
Yeah, well, I mean,
We should have.
I've had Deal with the Devil before. I've had all of the Anchorage ones in the and they're all great.
I've had Deal with the Devil with you.
I like my own money enough that I have a hard time with Anchorage. That's my only thing. When it comes to myself, if I was to choose, like if I was in a group setting, like we're doing the Advent thing and beers get cracked open and we're all trying them and everybody, that's different. Mm-hmm. But like, am I going in and buying an Anchorage bottle of $150 to take home and drink?
No, we crack,
right.
And there's 12 of us that have, or 10 of us have it.
Right, exactly. Yes. Yeah, so.
You've given me a lot to think about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I tend to agree. I think that
I've got a theory. I don't know.
I think that based on what I've seen, I mean, I don't know how any of the business is done, but like I would rather see. This is just my personal preference, and I'm just one guy. I would rather see tons of tripping animals, tons of no, I'm not. That's the first brewery I'm mentioning, but what I really mean is tons of breweries that like push the bar or whatever they say,
Yeah.
Whatever that saying is, that really they give you a beer that you're only going to get either this is going to be the worst fucking thing I've ever had, or it's going to be the greatest beer of all time.
Yeah.
And then where I feel like a lot of Anchorage beer fits is like this is going to be up there.
Yeah.
Which kind of tends to mean it's not. It's in the middle somewhere, but on the higher end of the middle. So I'd like that's
Anchorage
kind of where I
IPAs are great too, though.
They're all Anchorage
but they're
beers
like
are great. I mean, I'm not.
They're on the higher echelon of
As
IPA price.
somebody that's been to Anchorage, they're the second best brewer in Anchorage. 49th State is far better. Their Spruce Tip IPA is
wow.
amazing.
Wow.
It's fantastic. And I'll say that.
Is that distributed or is that just
Nope.
there? Yeah, of
No,
course. Yeah.
it's distributed on a C-130 when you're coming back from.
Yeah.
Again, but these are some of the hot takes. It's just nice to have something and be able to share something with people. Be it cost prohibitive or whatever. People are like, I would never do that, but let us do it for other people, and let's have a conversation about it every time.
Yeah.
Like every time we've done it with you, Sarah, or Maya, or whatever. Like everyone, super appreciative. But I've always said, and we started this podcast on it, I'm too dumb to give books. I will give beer. All you owe me, it's like I gave you a bunch of meat snacks. I give you a bunch of meat snacks. Just tell me what you think about it. I just like that feedback.
Yeah,
Like that's all it is. It's
Fair
just
enough.
a conversation driver.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
You got a heart out?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, let's do another Carson, another 2
Carson.
barley ones.
Woo! Well, the 5. Have you thought about?
Yeah.
Is there a beer you've had in your life that you think this is the pinnacle of beer?
Man.
It's okay if not. We've had many. It's like and while you think, I'll just fill the air. We have there's the Barstool Sports Pizza reviews that happen. I kind of appreciate the take he has in that you can't give anything a 10 because what happens when you have something better than that. I also disagree with that because you could have a pizza or a beer that's an amazing
That's
10.
the peak. That's the peak.
It's the peak,
Yeah.
and something else can meet
Something to
you
reach
at the
to
peak.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you can go climb Everest twice. I probably won't, but you could. You know.
So to that answer, I would probably
got a
have
5?
to say most, if not all, wet hopped, fresh hopped IPAs that come out. Honestly, most of the time, always legendarily kill it for me.
You and Sarah are very alike in that because
honestly,
she will point out every wet.
Sarah
fresh
and
or
I are almost identical humans in a lot of aspects. And also we've worked with each other for so long, and we worked side by side for a very long time. So I feel like that's part of it. But
because she'll point out to me all the fresh and wet, especially like Sierra
fresh,
Nevada
wet hop. And then I guess I would probably say Slay all day. I mean, honestly, like that's what kept ringing in my head when you guys keep asking me that question. That spruce tip.
I wish I had a 49th state for you to have right now.
I'm curious now. Honestly, I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to get that because I just love.
It's not
That
Trades.
sticky, icky
Facebook trades. You'll
juice,
get
like that just dank makes me like.
It's not close.
I always remind people, like when I talk to people, they're like, "What style do you like?" I'm like, "The style that tastes like cat pee, like that smells aroma of like, you know, danky, sticky, icky stuff." You know,
Spruce
like,
is a signature that if like you like West Coast, you're like, all right, spruce, then it's above and beyond. It was like it's a revelation in the style. It's just
yeah, I agree.
49th state. It's just
I'm gonna look into that
we,
because
we drank the brewery out of it, and we
Wow.
were like, "What do you have for cans?" And we brought back flats with us. So like half my luggage was 49th state.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not keystering it. I would. Oh,
I thank you guys for having me on the show today. This is awesome.
You would come back?
I would absolutely come back.
Hell yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
and Monday's a good.
Mondays are always great for me. I'm off Mondays, so
Perfect.
This is gonna work out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to hide your shoes. We did everything else so well.
We did so well.
So well.
Every time,
we
you know.
pre-gamed and everything, but I mean, there's more, but you know,
There's always
tight
more. This is
package.
great. This
Yeah.
was it. This was episode 309.
309.
I always get it wrong at start, and then I get it right. Awesome extravaganza. Go check it out. It was awesome. The sound, I guess, wasn't great. I haven't listened to it yet, but I thought it was okay.
I thought it was good.
Oh, sounds
Yeah,
good?
no. I mean, he said the sound didn't sound great, and it's definitely, you can tell that it's in a room
Yeah,
and y'all
it's
guys
a
are
room,
hang out,
yeah.
but I could hear everything you guys are saying the whole time.
It's in
I
a room.
got
It's
it.
not outside. Thanks, Better Matt.
I appreciate Steph's
tell
growage
Matt,
of beer.
His head.
I like
will match his
listening to
body.
Phil.
Yeah,
He seems very educated in his beer knowledge.
yeah. We gotta get them together. So,
Yeah.
Matt,
Yeah. Not enough oxygen in that room.
that'd be fun. That'd be fun. We should do it. And Aaron, like get them all together.
I know my partner kept talking about how excited she was. She's like, "Are you gonna start a podcast after this?" I'm like, "No, like I'm going to a
You can be
podcast."
on this
Yeah, no,
podcast.
no,
You
yeah.
can start a podcast. You can be on this one.
Yeah.
I'll be on this
Do
one as
whatever.
often as you guys want.
Yeah, as often as you want.
That's not an awkward, like, seriously.
Yeah,
like,
as
we
often
started
you
off
want.
as a
That's
3-man
great.
team.
Yeah, we were 3.
And we need a conservative score. Like when it
Yeah,
comes to it.
that's
because
true. We need someone to bring us back down to earth. We're scoring a bit too high lately.
Hey, I can't wait till his first Wild Ohio or his his Wild Tea.
Yeah, we gotta do that. Wild Ohio.
That was great about listening to you guys. The last one, you guys were talking about that.
Yeah, you gotta try that. If you haven't tried it already, it's the worst.
I'd rather lick the drain than.
Are they even? Do they exist anymore?
I guess so.
They switched to Wild Tea, I guess. Yeah, I haven't.
They rebranded because Wild Ohio wasn't.
Yeah,
we ruined them.
Yeah.
Well, we did ruin them.
That's not our intention.
The old push.
The old push. If it was possible for us to ruin a beer, we would have saved our Shea. So I don't know how that would ever be possible.
Right, our Shea, man, that was a loss. So that was a loss. Our
huge
Shea was
loss.
great.
We love them, and it's unfortunate we don't have a
one
bigger
of the
following.
locations. Shea closed. He didn't want to close one of the
If we
locations.
had a bigger following, we would have saved them. We do not have the power to shut down Wild Ohio.
King's Table has had multiple beers. I looked them up, and they're like now closed.
Yeah.
There's another North Carolina location. This was a year ago, but our Shea was another one.
Yeah, amazing brewery. That's it.
Yeah.
We would have saved our Shea.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.